Okay, so this is Al Bain for Leather, and what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the basic anatomy and operation of a vacuum-assisted kick press. Okay, this kick press is pretty straightforward. It was made in New York. There's a little marking that says New York, and then it's got another marking that says number 39. Okay, good luck identifying the original maker, because New York, it was probably made through or with Stimson Company, but there it is. And what you see is you see a lever that's coming across the top and past a hinge, and then it goes down and through the table. And if you continue following it under the table, it comes over and terminates at a pedal. Okay, that pedal, when you kick it, puts force up that arm through the hinge and then down the ram. Okay, so that's what makes the force. Instead of using a hammer, you're using leverage to smash things. Okay, this machine is set up with vacuum. Okay, so the little hose coming out of the ram that goes down through the table again and over to a vacuum pump. Okay, that vacuum pump basically sucks air up through that ram, and then when you put a tool in here, it will hold the appropriate stud, nail head, rhinestone, whatever, up in there so you can work looking down on the workpiece instead of upside down like the old bejeweled machines did. Okay. One thing that I do to my equipment when I get it and it's going to be wired up with electricity is, obviously the vacuum pump needs electricity, so there's a power on-off switch. Okay, it's a circuit breaker switch, but I also interrupt the circuit and install a little power box so that there's always something that looks like an extension cord. So I'm going to run the main power to the machine. I'm going to plug it into the wall, and then it can also support a lamp or another machine, you know, the vacuum cleaner or whatever you want. Okay, so that's the basic idea. This here is a set of dies. This is an upper mechanism die. This die goes up in the top of the machine, and if you see, there's a hole through it. I don't know that you can see very well here, but there's a hole through it, and that's where the air from the vacuum goes. So hold on while I set it up. Now, here's the ram, and right there, that's a set screw. So you use a screwdriver in there, put the tool up in there, and then set it with a screwdriver. Okay, so it goes up into the ram. The die, the shank on the die, is a 3/8" shank, and that will be important later. Okay, some machines come with 1-inch rams. This one has a 3/8" shank in it so that the die can mate with the ram, and then you tighten the set screw. Okay, hold on while I set the screw. Hold on. Okay, so there's I set the screw. I just tightened that up. I needed 2 hands to do that. This is the lower die. So the lower die, or the anvil of the system. So it's got a shape in there that's designed to fold the little legs on the studs. So it goes in the lower receiver, and then you can't really see, but there's a set screw here. Okay, there's the set screw. We just went below the table, and now I'm just going to tighten that lever with my finger, see? And that's going to hold the die from moving around. Okay, now, these machines all have an up and down motion, but you have to control how far they go. You don't want the die smashing so hard that it cuts the leather or whatever you're setting, or breaking the tool. So up on this particular machine, there's a limiter. Okay, so you turn the screw up, and it stops the ram from coming down any further. You turn it down, and it tightens up and folds the prongs a little tighter. So just a rough adjustment, what I do is I lift the ram up, the spring up, and I can see, well, wow, that's way too high for the stud I'm going to set, so I'll lower it a little. Okay. This is called the gross adjustment, because I'm just approaching it quick. Okay. So here's a set, the little studs I'm going to set. It's a little itty bitty die, little itty bitty stud. It's called a nail head, and it's typically got 4 little legs on it. Sorry about the crummy video. I'm going to turn on the vacuum. Now listen carefully. Okay, now the little vacuum pump is rolling. Vacuum's coming up the hose. You can hear it. And I take the stud, put it on my finger, and up it goes into the die. And you hear the sound change. Okay, put the pack of scrap piece in there. Step on it. And there it is. It sets it just like that. So I'm looking to see that the legs are properly folded and that the stud is set deep enough. See? I don't know that you can see, but I'm looking and I can see that it's not deep enough. Okay, so I'm going to lower the ram a little bit, grab a new stud, load it into the die, put my scrap in there, set it, and that looks much better. Okay? So now I'm going to lock the adjustment mechanism so it doesn't move anymore, and this machine's ready to roll. So in 6 minutes, we talked about it and set the machine up, and all in less than 2 minutes to actually do the setup for a day's work. I hope this is helpful. Rock on, Rachel, New York City Leather.